round 1, game 1. My opponent is checking to see if he wants to play first or not. Alright, here we go. My opponent finally showed up. I got this hand. I am going to keep this one. I'm a little worried about how this Evolving Wilds is going to play into it, since I only have... Well, I do have 2 Evolving Wilds, so it's not the end of the world. But I only have that one, and a Sliver Hive, with no slivers. Alright, well, we'll see how this works. So I could either start by fetching a Forest and then playing the Rune Claw Bear on time, or I could just start with a Cathar. I think it's correct to play the Rune Claw Bear first to get twice as much. Not even gonna make him wait to see what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that now. There we go. Get myself a Forest. Because it's not like the Cathar is going to be pulling any tricks for the moment. It's not a 1-drop you always need to have as a 1-drop. Oh, good. So I get an untapped land, so I will play that down, get myself a Rune Claw Bear, and then next turn I will be able to Void Snare as well as Cathar. So I'll be on curve. If I get another untapped land, I can Living Totem to make something a little bit more impressive. Which will probably be the Rune Claw Bear, because you don't want to put the token over here on something that's meant to be sacked. Ah, he did not miss his drop, he just had the Raise the Alarm, which of course you have to expect in this format. Okay, so he is also white-blue, but he doesn't have the saucy greens, but the 1-3. That's okay, the Rune Claw Bear will eventually grow. Although the Island Walk is a bit of a pain, since I am playing blue. I do have the Paragon, though. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I do not want to bounce the Coral Barrier. I think the thing to do here is play the Cathar and Evolving Wilds and fetch maybe a Plains, just so this can be up more often. So there's really no good attack here, so I'm going to keep that island back so I'm not getting hit right off the bat. Start with an Evolving Wild, get out the Cathar, and then just sit on it. This time I will actually wait to fetch the Evolving Wild, since it makes a difference with the way that he's going to view my strategy. Then after that I can either play a Living Totem to make this do a 3-3 and swing, or I can play the Paragon, which will make it into a 3-3 anyway. Alright, so he's got his 1-3. Let's see if it actually lets him convoke something huge out. If it does, that's going to be amazing. Alright, are you sending anybody in? Probably not. I assume since you played something pre-combat now. Alright, so nothing there. Grab a Plains. Alright, drawing a Void Snare. Okay, so I still don't need the blue. Let's see, if I attack in with a 3-3, then what's he gonna do? I feel like he could block with the Coral Barrier and the Chief and a Soldier and make me pick. I think at that point I'd probably take down the Chief. But if I have a Paragon out, then that makes it a little bit better for me. So I might just want to wait. This isn't really a waiting kind of deck, but he is down to 2 cards. So I think I'm just going to play my Sliver Hive. This over here on the Rune Claw. And then this will get it up to be a 4-4, and then that'll threaten to make it a 5-5. So eventually, we'll get there. One of these days. And if that day doesn't come, then eventually I can just use this to start pumping out slivers, which will hold up pretty well against his token army. Okay, so this isn't exactly the game that I wanted to play, but as long as the 2 cards in his hand aren't really beefy, then I should be okay. I may just have to sit on that island. Also, if he shows me a whole bunch of Coral Barriers, I may go off of the blue plan and take it back over to red. Convoke's at the 4/4, so that could be bad for me. Now if I put out a Paragon, this is only a 3/4. This could just be the point at which I race. You know, I can Void Snare that guy and plop down a Paragon and swing for a fair bit, which I think is what I'll do. I've got the mana to do it. This is really only one a turn at the moment, so I think I'm just going to play my island, get a Void Snare out there. There we go. And get a little bit extra pump in. And send the team. So this is 4, 5, 8. So I can race pretty well. Alright, pass it on back. Alright, looks like Sacred Armory. Okay, well that's going to help him to race a little bit here, because he actually does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so he can get 3 points off of that, spread as he will. Alright, so I got the Will Forged again. He's probably not going to swing into my 2/2. I do have another Void Snare with Raise the Alarm backup, so let's see, Void Snare. May as well play this, because I've already got the island out. It's a Void Snare, Raise the Alarm, and a sack. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I can't send with the... Well, yeah, I'm going to send that up, and so I can send with everybody. With the exception of the Cathar, because that'll get eaten, so I have to hold him back. So we'll start by sending up his guy. Just try to play the tempo game. Alright, so that hits. And then send with everybody. Yeah, I can also send here, because if he double blocks, I can pop that. I'm probably going to pop it either way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have quite enough to Sliver Hive now. That's okay. So I will send with everybody. I guess I may as well send with the Cathar if I... Well, no, I'll hold him back just in case. Okay, so he does double block over there. So what do I want to kill more? The guy that allows Convoke. Okay, there's my blocker order. I'll send this guy to his doom. So he'll trade his life for his, and I get to kill one of these. Which seems fair. Okay, so I've got him all the way down to 3. So I don't really have to worry about my own life total here. So if I can get through one of my guys and both of these Raise the Alarm tokens, I should be good. I don't necessarily see that happening. I assume he's going to sit back, so he's got, what, 4 blockers? So I can really only get 1 through. Although he would have to do a fair bit of chump blocking. And this guy can give trample. So he finally gets that Will Forge Golem out. Probably going to stick this time. Although I do have more bounce in the deck. Huh. Well, he can't be blocked. I'm a little surprised. So he's got 4. Yeah, I can still force 1 more through. Is it going to do anything else? End step? Okay. So I will Raise the Alarm. Now I can choose Sliver Hive to try to get wide on this one. Ah, into the void. Okay. Well, that must have been aggravating for him. So I will send up that guy and this guy. Doesn't really matter. See if I get the Rage Quit. All the bounce. All the bounces. Okay. and just send everybody. Go forth, my minions. Didn't even do the math. Okay, so I'm up against white-blue. The bounce plan actually seemed to work, so I'm just going to let that squid token be. He didn't have any kind of enchantments to deal with, although he did have 2 artifacts, one of which being one that's going to stop me. So I do need some artifact work in there. I set a fair amount of guys, so maybe the siege worm does make it in. Anyway, at the very least I'm going to work in these 2 reclamation stages. And what comes out? I suppose just to keep my curve about the same, I'll take out the Midnight Guard and the Warden. Especially since I don't think there's anything here that exiles. Psalm Offering doesn't exile. No, it does not. So we'll leave it like that. It's very possible I should be bringing in the Siege Worm for a little bit more late game. But for now I'm just going to leave it like this and submit the deck. I like that.